Do you ever look around and think, wow, the world is a crazy place, and it just seems to get crazier and crazier? Ease your mind and take a break. This is Fuel for the Soul with John Giftah. We're a hub for inspirational Christian sermons, practical keys for Christian living, and Christian discussions and interviews. You'll be inspired to live the life that you were created for. Your host is a top-ranking podcaster, best-selling author, world record holder, aerospace engineer, life coach, evangelist, and founder of John Giftah International. Welcome to Fuel for the Soul with John Giftah.
I want to share an important passage with you from 2 Kings chapter 2 to let you know about a very important aspect. What I noticed is, like, when we see sometimes people tend to be very insensitive to the needs of others. They may be sensitive for the physical needs of others to an extent, but when it comes to the emotional and the mental aspect, they just ignore it. They just don't care about it. When you look at 2 Kings chapter 2, just giving you to the point of what happens here, Prophet Elijah is about to be taken into heaven, and Elisha had spent a long time with Elijah. Okay, and everybody knew that he was going to be taken to heaven, right? If you see, the first verse starts off saying, when the Lord was about to take Elijah up to heaven, it was not like maybe Elijah might go, or could be, or there is a chance or something like that. It was like no doubt about it kind of a scenario. Everybody knew for a fact that Elijah's last day was that day. Elijah was going to be taken to heaven. And so you can imagine the pain that Elisha would be in, because he has spent so much time, many years with Prophet Elijah. So he could be hurting. Of course, he would be physically drained, but forget about the physical drainage. Did I just say physical drainage? I meant, like, there's an aspect of being drained physically, but there's also the aspect of being drained mentally and emotionally as well. Can you imagine that? How drained he would be, how upset he would be, and how weak he would be. And during that period, if you look at verse 3, the company of prophets, remember, it was not just normal people, it was prophets who came out to Elisha and asked, do you know that the Lord is going to take your master away from you today? Do you know that the Lord is going to take your master away? Again, they go to Jericho, and verse 5 says the same thing. The prophets in Jericho come and ask the same thing. Do you know that the Lord is going to take your master away from you today? And in both the cases, he replies saying, yes, I know, but be quiet. Yes, I know, but be quiet about it. What I want you to understand is, Elisha knew what was going to happen. He was fully living that moment. And the last thing he wanted somebody to do is to come and keep poking it up. If there's some wound in your hand, the last thing you would want somebody to do is come and, take your hand and start playing with a wound, right? It would be painful. This is exactly what these prophets, remember, not just normal people, not just Christians. Of course, there were no Christians during that time, but it was not just people of faith, but these were prophets who were so insensitive to the emotional and mental need of Elisha at that moment. Think about it. Because you see, many times this is what actually happens. The Christians are so insensitive to the emotional and mental need of other people. They focus on the physical part. They focus on the spiritual part. Oh, did you pray? Did you read the Bible? God is your strength, and blah, 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 blah. They focus on the spiritual part, no doubt about it. But the mental and the emotional aspect of it, like, when somebody is already drained, be sensitive to that need. They don't want you to keep reminding them and saying, you know what, today's your master's last day. Dude, I know about it. Can you please not keep reminding me about it? That was exactly what Prophet Elisha was saying. He was saying, please shut up. Be quiet. I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying is true. I'm not denying that. But I don't want you to keep reminding me of it. I'm already weak. I'm already drained. I'm already so upset about it. See, when you see people are in need, emotionally, mentally, don't go play with their emotions. Be sensitive. Ask God to help you be sensitive. Sometimes, show up when they're in need. Go and help them, encourage them, and all of this stuff. But, sometimes the best principle is, just show up, but just shut up. Don't, say something for the sake of saying and make things worse for the other person. This is what happened in this case, where these people were just trying to, literally play up with him. He knows it, and they know that he knows it, but they were just trying to play up. Do you know that your master is going to be taken away? It's like sometimes I've gone through in my life, not sometimes, it happens very frequently. I'm sure you might have experienced that in your life. Like, some people just want to come and provoke you. They just, you know what, this is it. Yeah. I'm like, I know it. I'm in the pain myself. I'm praying and I'm asking God to do something about it, but I'm helpless. So please don't play with my emotions and make me feel more bad. But people do that. And if you're somebody who has the tendency to be insensitive to the needs of others, I pray that you would understand and ask God for that wisdom and discernment to help you be more sensitive to the needs of other people, emotionally and mentally. I'm not saying don't show up for people, but go there, put your arm around them, say, I'm with you, I'm helping you, but don't provoke them. Don't make things worse for them.
You've been listening to Fuel for the Soul with John Giftah. We hope you were blessed and inspired to live the life that God has for you. Make sure to subscribe to the John Giftah YouTube channel for regular uploads of sermons, skits, interviews, and more. Follow John Giftah on Instagram for regular inspirational posts. And don't forget to check out the best-selling books written by John Giftah, Who Am I?, which will help you understand your identity, and the latest #1 bestseller, Unveil Your Purpose, helping you discover your purpose and to start walking in it. Make sure to leave a rating and review, and be sure to share it with your friends and loved ones. If you'd like to donate, you can find the PayPal link in the description. And if you'd like to invite John Giftah to speak at your event or to get more details, go to the website at www.johngiftah.com. See you on the next episode of The Fuel for the Soul with John Giftah. God bless you.
If your heart stops beating now, do you know where you're going? If you came face to face with death now, do you know where you're going? And this is not a message of condemnation. This is a message of hope. There is a God who loves you so much. He sent His only Son, Jesus Christ, to come down and pay a heavy price by shedding every drop of His blood on the cross. Thank you for dying for my sins. When you believe in Him, you have free gift of salvation for you that assures us that we will go to heaven when we die instead of suffering in hell forever. I just encourage you today to make the simple step of faith and say, Jesus, I thank you for what you did on the cross. Thank you for giving me this gift of eternal life.